To haggle or not to haggle? This is a question that many visitors to Thailand ask. And sure, there are places in Thailand, many places in Thailand, that you can try and get a bargain, you can ask for a discount, you can try and get things a little bit cheaper. But then there are other places that it's not appropriate to haggle at all. These are the places like the supermarket or your big box store and franchise stores, things like that. But generally at places like night markets or tourist markets, it's completely fine to look for a discount and ask for a discount. Other places where you don't ask for a discount are food vendors. So whether it's a street vendor or at a restaurant, you're generally not going to be polite by asking for a discount because the prices in these places are set. So even if you think your Big Mac is a bit expensive, it's not acceptable to haggle over the price. And when you are at the markets, when you're at the tourist markets or a night bazaar, places like that, and you do want to haggle, here's a few tips for you. First of all, shop around, have a look around and ask casually at a few places how much something is. There's usually a lot of stalls selling pretty much the same stuff, so you can get an idea of what the prices are like without really committing to haggling. Just casually ask, always smile, always be polite, and this will give you some idea of the type of ballpark that you're looking at. Thai people will often give you the foreigner price, which is usually a little bit higher than what Thai people pay. Another good tip is to learn a little bit of Thai. Learn to say "Sawatdee krap" if you're a man, or "Sawatdee ka" if you're a lady, and "Kap kun krap, kap kun ka" to say thank you. And these few phrases will take you a little bit further to getting a bit of a discount, to getting a cheaper deal, than if you're obviously fresh off the plane and don't know anything about the Thai society or culture or pricing systems. If you speak a little bit of Thai, this will help just connect with the vendor, which is a really important part of the whole haggling process. And as you do engage in a conversation, smile, don't be too serious, and don't treat the whole thing as a serious engagement. It's supposed to be pleasurable, it's supposed to be an enjoyable thing. So instead of asking for the price immediately, ask the person a few questions, and often in the tourist markets the vendors are going to speak a little bit of English, so don't be shy, have a smile, have a conversation, and just enjoy a few minutes of back and forth before you ask the price. Ask the person how long they've been working there, if they're having a good day, if they're just things like that, so that you can get a bit of a feel for a conversation, because Thai people love to have a bit of a chat, and it's as much importance as the actual prices. And then only begin haggling if you're really sure you want to buy the item in question. And then be conscious of your ability to pay compared to how much the vendor might be earning and what you're haggling over. If you're haggling over 20 baht or 100 baht, think about how much that means to you and how much it might mean to the vendor who's selling you a t-shirt or a pair of sunglasses or some item like that. Because most often it's going to be more of a loss to them to discount 20 baht for you. You're not even going to notice because it's such a small amount. And then remember through the process to keep smiling and make it an enjoyable situation until you reach a price that you agree on. The rule of thumb is to offer maybe 40 or 50% below what the initial asking price is. This is only for in tourist markets or in night bazaar markets where it's predominantly tourists. And regular Thai markets like these ones here, then there's no reason to ask for a discount because that's just the set price as it is most of the time when you're at home. But in the tourist markets, you'll definitely get offered the farang price, the foreigner price first, and then you've got to work from there. And there's, I think, 3 or 4 levels of price tiers. If you can speak no Thai, that's going to be the highest price. If you can politely speak a little bit of Thai and say hello and thank you, then that's going to get you a bit of a discount immediately. The starting price may be a little bit lower. And then if you're a foreigner who's been here for a while and has learned a bit of Thai, or with your Thai friend, then you're going to get an even better price. And if you're a Thai person, the Thai people are always going to get the best price. But remember to enjoy the process. Don't be stingy. What you're spending is their income and they're going to need this to survive. So haggling over small amounts like 20 baht or 100 baht is not really kind. It's a bit stingy. So just consider that. But if you're buying 5 or 10 t-shirts for your nephews and nieces, then sure, you've got to expect a discount for buying in bulk because they're making multiple sales at once. In these cases, you're likely to get a cheaper price than if you're buying a single item. One of the other key things to think about, especially when you're up in the mountain areas, if you're going trekking, for example, and you're in a hill tribe village where they are selling some of the products that they've made themselves, then you need to think about the price and what you're offering them. These people are generally living on a very, very low income, and the thing that I've learned to ask, especially with handmade goods, is to ask the person, did you make it? And if they have made it, or if their uncle or aunt has made it or whatever, ask them how long it took to make this item, and then base your haggling on how much they are asking for this. Most often I find that I will quite often offer them more money than what they're asking because of the time it took to weave the basket or weave the fabric or make the bag or whatever it is that I might be buying from them, because this is something that they have little concept of really up in the mountains because life is so slow and time just goes by so freely that they don't really value their time as money. But when you're buying something, when you're paying for a beautifully handcrafted item, think about it differently than, say, if you're shopping at a night bazaar and buying a mass-produced t-shirt or a watch or a pair of glasses or something like that. That is quite a different situation than something that somebody has spent hours or days or even weeks or months making. So I hope you find these tips helpful when you're traveling in Thailand. Thanks for watching.